We must begin to see the world as a spiritual battlefield. Just like any good soldier, you do not reveal your tactics to the enemy. Secondly, understand the power of the spoken word. Now let's shift focus a bit and talk about the impact of words. Words are like seeds. Once planted, they can bear fruit, or if poorly managed, result in nothing, or worse, weeds that choke the good plants. Proverbs 18:21 reminds us, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit." This means that our words have consequences, not only for us, but also for those around us. In Matthew 12:36-37, Jesus warns us, "But I say to you that for every idle word men may speak, they will give account of it in the day of judgment. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned." See, words are extremely important. They are not just vibrations in the air. They are spiritual seeds that can impact both the natural and spiritual realms. They are like ripples in a pond, reaching far beyond where the stone was initially thrown. Have you ever shared plans for a major project only to see it never come to fruition? Or maybe you've talked so much about a dream that when it came time to execute it, you found that the enthusiasm and momentum were gone. When we talk about our plans too early or too freely, we can face obstacles, not just in the spiritual realm, but also in the practical world. Perhaps someone hears about your idea and decides to follow it. Perhaps talking about it diminishes the energy you had to actually carry it out. Or consider what happened to Joseph in the Bible, in Genesis 37:5-11. Joseph made the mistake of telling his brothers about his dreams, which led to envy, and eventually he was sold into slavery. However, it was through God's divine intervention that Joseph was later rescued from this terrible situation. God had a greater plan for him, which led him to become the second most powerful man in Egypt, saving his family from famine. This story serves both as a cautionary tale about sharing our plans or dreams too openly, and as a testimony of God's redeeming power in our lives. By sharing your plans prematurely, you may expose them to adverse forces. The enemy is always lurking, trying to thwart God's purposes. If he hears you discussing your dreams, he will know where to attack. Scripture warns us about this. Words have the power of life and death. Avoid talking about your plans too early, so as not to give the enemy the tools to destroy them. Consider an architect. He wouldn't disclose details of an important project to just anyone, as this could compromise the entire undertaking. Likewise, the plans and dreams God has placed in your heart are valuable and should be protected. I am not suggesting that you never share your plans. The important thing is to be careful about with whom and when you reveal them. There is an appropriate time for everything, including sharing what God has placed in your heart. Sharing with the right person at the right time can bring encouragement and support, while sharing with the wrong person at the wrong time can result in discouragement and even spiritual sabotage. Words have power, acting as keys that can open or close doors. Your words can unlock opportunities or bar them. The enemy is always attentive and will use any information to harm you. Therefore, be cautious with your words. Use them wisely to protect your plans and dreams. Instead of giving the enemy the ammunition he needs to harm your goals, control your words and use them to promote life. Even when we are excited about what God is doing in our lives, we must be prudent and keep some things secret until the right time. Thirdly, understand the essence of spiritual warfare. War is a reality as old as humanity itself. However, many forget that the battles we face are not just physical or emotional, they are spiritual. And in any war, strategy is crucial. In 2 Corinthians 2:11 we read, "Lest Satan should take advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." The word devices refers to tactics, strategies, plans. The devil has his game plan, and we must have ours. Now consider Ephesians 6:11, 12. "Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places." We are engaged in a spiritual battle where our soul is at stake, and in war, secrecy is often one of the best strategies. Reflect on this. Military strategy often relies on covert operation, the element of surprise, and of course, secrecy. Generals do not disclose their battle plans to the enemy. Soldiers on the battlefield do not reveal their positions. Why? Because secrecy is a valuable resource. Secrecy can make the difference between victory and defeat, and the same principles apply to spiritual warfare. The enemy does not possess omniscience. He does not know all your thoughts unless you verbalize them. He is also not omnipresent, unable to be everywhere simultaneously. These limitations are significant and can be used to our advantage in spiritual battle. Your secret plans, intimate thoughts, and silent but sincere cries to God are invisible to the enemy. He cannot intercept what he cannot see or hear. Secrecy can be your stealth weapon. In spiritual warfare, when considering taking a bold step of faith or believing God for a miracle, silence can be golden. It works as a covert operation in the spiritual realm, going unnoticed by the enemy. The less he knows, the less he can interfere. Whether you are planning to expand your business or reconcile with a loved one, these are forward-moving moves, and the enemy would love to thwart them. So why make it easier for him? Just like in natural warfare, intelligence is crucial in spiritual warfare. Knowing your enemy's weaknesses and limitations gives you an advantage. Likewise, revealing your plans to the enemy gives him an unnecessary advantage. Therefore, in spiritual warfare, the enemy's ignorance is not a blessing, but a necessity. We need to be aware of Satan's schemes, but must not make him aware of ours. Prayer is our line of communication with God, our direct channel to the Commander-in-Chief in this spiritual battle. The beauty of prayer is that it can be done in secret and still be extremely powerful. You can wage war on your knees in the silence of your room, and Satan will have no idea what hit him. God hears you, and that is all that matters. In this fight, you are not alone. The Creator of the universe is by your side, and He has given you a powerful strategy